What's going on today, guys? We are making one of my childhood favorites today. We're making biscottis. Okay, so biscottis are cool because they're already like pretty easy to make keto because it's mostly almond flavor. That's what's going on a biscotti, unless you get one of the really fancy like chocolate dipped ones. So what we have here is we roasted these almonds, or you can just buy roasted almonds. So the key components is obviously gonna be the almonds. We got almond flour, and we have the oven preheating to 350. And if all you have is raw almonds, you can check out the blog post link below for step-by-step on how to roast the almonds. It's pretty easy. You basically just put them in the oven. To start, I'm just gonna roughly chop these almonds. If you guys are familiar with biscottis, you'll see them. They'll have like some big chunks of almonds in them. That's what you're looking for. So don't go too finely chopped on these. And just smelling these as I'm chopping them, I would say you're probably gonna get way more flavor if you roast these at home as opposed to buying the roasted almonds. Let's start making the biscotti dough. So what I have here is 1 stick of butter melted. Basically all we're gonna do here is add everything to the mixing bowl and then mix it. So I'm gonna start with the dry ingredients. You can combine these in a separate bowl. That's how real bakers do it. It's probably a little better, but we're gonna add the erythritol. I like to add that first so it kind of gets incorporated into the butter. 1 1/3 cup almond flour, 3 tablespoons coconut flour. And the combination of almond and coconut flour is really good for keto baking. You can do a lot on their own. Like you can make just coconut flour desserts, just almond flour desserts, but the combination is really what makes like the top tier desserts. And then here's some golden flax meal. Now this, I would say, kind of optional, but it definitely adds a nice toasty flavor, and biscottis are all about toasty. So I'm gonna add that in. 1 1/2 teaspoons baking powder. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. This will bring out the flavors big time. Salt, almond, match made in heaven. 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And if you have almond extract also at home, I would throw that in too. We're gonna go with 25 drops of liquid stevia and then 2 eggs. And I'm gonna get the hand mixer out here. And I guess if you guys have never had biscottis before, I should kind of describe what they are, right? So they're like an Italian breakfast cookie. That's how I would describe them. They're best had either in the morning or after dinner with coffee. So Italians do this weird thing where they have coffee after dinner. Not a good habit to get into. Very disruptive for sleep. They've been doing it for years. You can't really complain. Now let's just mix all this together. Perfect. And this is gonna be a thick dough. That's exactly what you're looking for. Now all that's left to do is fold these almonds in. Drop those in. Now just grab yourself a spatula and get in there and fold it. It's not like you're folding in egg whites or anything, so you don't really have to be gentle. You just gotta mix it. And you see how thick the dough is? That's what you want. You want to be able to form it by hand. And then we're gonna get out a baking sheet and a silicone mat. Roll the sleeves up. We're gonna split this dough into 2 portions so that you get the size of biscottis you're looking for. So take like about half of it, and then you're gonna wanna form it right there. Press it down, get it into, so what's gonna happen here is we're gonna bake it like this, and then we're gonna cut it. And then we're gonna bake it again. You want them maybe 1 inch thick, I'd say. That looks pretty good to me. That'll get you like a good 6 or so biscottis, I'd say. So whenever I would come home from college, my mom would always make me either biscottis or cicciolini twists. She's Italian. Chuches. And she would also sometimes make pizzelis, which I now know are pronounced pizzelle, but we always call them pizzelis. But yeah, she would always make me Italian desserts, and I do like them a lot. These are probably my favorite because dipped in coffee are the best. So this right one's obviously way bigger. And it doesn't have to be perfect. They're supposed to look a little rustic. You want them the same thickness though, or else, you know, different cook times, that won't be good. We're gonna bake these for 30 minutes. And then we're gonna take them out, we're gonna slice them, and we're gonna bake them again. Twice baked, that's what biscotti means. Okay guys, the biscottis are out of the oven. We had a little spillover. If you've ever made chocolate chip cookies before, you'll know this happens quite often. It's not gonna be a big deal though. And this is like, so these have been cooling for 20 minutes. And this is what you're looking for. Come here. Not too soft to where you like can't press into them at all, but you can cut right through these, no problem. Now we're gonna cut these, and we're gonna put them on here and then redistribute back onto the baking sheet. They're going back in the oven. Because biscotti means twice baked. Okay, so let's get in here. First off, I'm gonna separate these 2 conjoined twins. So we're gonna cut these into biscotti size, which is about like, I'd say like that. Yeah, these are like too long. It's hard to get them to stay in line when they're that long. I shouldn't have made them this long, dang it. What I would do, I'm gonna cut these in half actually. These are more the size I want. Like those are just too big. I don't know if I told you the story, but my mom's Italian, and when I made that eggplant manicotti, she called me and she was like, she wanted to disown me. I think I'm gonna get a similar call based on this recipe. These are gonna be more like mini biscottis. And just so you guys know, like a good indicator of when you should take them out of the oven the first time is when the edges start to brown slightly. And you want to set them actually like on the cut side when you bake them again. Okay, I'm going to finish cutting these up and placing them on the baking sheet. We'll be back before I put them in the oven. So check this out. I did most of them in half, but I actually went with some long ones too, just to see what happens there. Should work out fine. These are looking good. I'm gonna pop these back in the oven for their second baking because biscotti means twice baked. 10 to 15 minutes, I think. We are back. The biscottis have been baked twice, and check these out. You might look at them, you're like, hey, those are a little browner than I would like. Honestly, maybe this is just me, but you want them like that. You want them to be super crispy. This is what you want to hear when you break one. You want them to be super crunchy because I like to dip them in coffee. That's like the only way I eat them basically. But these are looking really good. Even the long ones held up. So basically if you're able to get them on the baking tray for the second time in one piece, they're gonna hold up. They're really solid. And just a note guys, when you take them out the second time, when they're totally done baking, they're gonna be really soft to the touch. It takes time for these to rest, and then they'll become hardened as they rest. So maybe let them rest for like 30 minutes, an hour. They'll be fully set, perfect. They'll come out like this. All that's really left to do is give these a try. I don't have any coffee. This is like my first time ever trying a biscotti without coffee. There it is. The main flavor is the toasty almonds. All the ones that are left exposed to the oven like this, they get even more toasty. But I would say you're gonna definitely get better results if you toast the almonds yourself as opposed to buying store-bought roasted almonds. That's really like the primary flavor that comes through. These are supposed to be almond flavored cookies. These are a home run. Make these for the holidays. Check out the link below for the full recipe, how to make them. Thanks for watching.